Last week on Knights of the Rolled Table.
Maybe they're gonna sacrifice Sindel.
You see some gnolls in the clearing walking towards it, and then they disappear.
Maya kind of skips into it.
The moment that you cross through this magical barrier, you're walking into chaos, battle, screaming, growling. Sindel is in the middle of things, shooting off firebolts. And she summons a fireball, which is almost the radius of the whole portal he's standing behind. That fireball smashes against the portal, and the whole thing sort of lights up and starts to swirl. A figure steps through it. Lord Metre says, "Welcome to your new realm, Lord Charcandris." So it's a few weeks after you guys successfully rescued Sindel and returned from where Lord Charcandris was summoned by Lord Metre, and things have progressed fairly badly since then. Lord Charcandris has been establishing a foothold and kind of bringing, as far as you know, as far as scouts are reporting, they're bringing more and more troops through the portal and kind of establishing a base camp where that was, of more various kinds of fire creatures, fire soldiers, more fire gnolls has come out. And those troops have been periodically attacking both, not just the town of Respite, but various towns throughout the realm of Oakhart. So while in Respite, there are some reinforcements from some professional soldiers sent by Lord Greenbrier. The professional forces available are kind of spread too thin to be like a major force because they're protecting various towns. Specifically, when you returned, actually, let's take one aside, because in the last episode, you guys had some orcs with you, and we kind of stopped talking about them, and I want to address that a little bit, because we kind of just forgot about them, and we could easily say, oh, Coach convinced them to go north, but nobody really wanted that, and the orcs didn't really want that, and they wanted their money back from the gnolls, so I don't feel like that's true to the.
I feel like we would have just asked them to wait outside the portal just in case to, be ready for any action that might have happened.
Yeah, I think so. So they were definitely around. They definitely mixed it up with some of the gnolls and then fire gnolls. Collectively, they were able to loot enough coins to kind of get their paybacks and take some stuff and supplies from the gnolls they were able to defeat. And they did make their way back to Respite with you. But since then, they have made their way with better directions from Coach. They did make their way up to the mines.
Yeah.
Lyra also returned with you to Respite, but pretty soon after getting there, she specifically you noticed some of the women from the abbey that she had previously stayed at were in town helping out some of the victims, and right around this time you kind of turned around and she was gone, and you haven't seen Lyra since. And because she has that the relic of Saint Ignacio. His finger. You don't actually know. She might be still in town just as somebody, or she might have taken off. You don't really know.
We were best friends.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been rough, especially on Maya. But you haven't seen Lyra lately?
She was creepy.
Everyone I care about leaves
Well, we're still here, right?
for now.
So other things going on. Sindel has been making a slow recovery. She basically just seems exhausted. She's been sleeping a lot, and she doesn't seem to have any of her powers. Any of her fire powers seem to be pretty thoroughly pulled out of her when she created this connection was made between her and the portal. It seemed like it sucked a lot of her fire powers out into the portal and somehow activated it. And so there are a few professional soldiers around from Lord Greenbrier, but also Sora and Cavan specifically Cavan has been focusing on training some of the townspeople as basically a militia. So There's actually a mayor of Respite. Mayor Applebottom is a halfling, but doesn't seem to really carry much authority. And especially once the attacks commenced, sort of a triumvirate of Sora, Cavan, and Donovan seemed to be just like the people that everybody responds to and just like doesn't question in terms of giving orders. So Donovan, the barkeep, has been pretty influential from the moment of the attack and seems to collaborate with Cavan, who, as I said, has been doing a lot of training of the townspeople, and Sora has been doing a lot of scouting and reporting back on what's going on with these building forces. And so, as I said at the beginning, it's been a couple weeks since the battle at the portal, and you guys have leveled up in that time because you've been doing a fair amount of skirmishing and fighting with these creatures, and so you're all level 5. And currently, right now, you find yourself along the main road, hidden with Donovan, the barkeep, who has also turned out to be a formidable warrior. And the plan here is you are waiting along the road to ambush a troop of fire troops that, gotten advance word, are heading down to do another kind of raiding mission on Respite. They seem to not really be they haven't really put together a force to overthrow or do much damage to the town. There's just kind of these periodic attacks it's almost like you don't know if it's just about wearing people down or just preventing concentration of forces or feeling out the defenses. You're not sure, and that specifically actually makes Donovan and Sora and Cavan nervous about what's going on. But at this time, you have this advanced word that there's a little group of warriors coming down, and you've got the jump on them, and as they come, you're going to jump out and take them out before they get to the town of Respite, and they should be down any minute. They would be traveling south along from where you are, and the road here is on a little bit of an incline, like the road is built into a gradual hill, so you're up a little bit on the high ground looking down onto the road. But instead of the troops appearing and moving south, a man, you hear him sort of humming to himself, coming up from the direction of Respite, going north, just walking, kind of carefree, carrying a big book and some supplies. He appears to be a half-elf, and he's walking right into your ambush zone.
Let's get him.
He does not look like a fire null.
No, everyone hold off a second.
What is that idiot doing? Just, they'll be here any minute. Go. This is Donovan speaking. Go get them. Get rid of him
Want
right
me to
now.
go say hello?
Yes, but maybe he should...
Whatever, quietly, before they get here. Go, take care of him.
Maybe he should hide. I mean, with us.
I'll
Just
take care
get him
of
out
it.
of the way.
I will go.
He's an innocent.
Maya's going to go walk down to the road, and she goes and she tries to say very quietly, hello.
Oh, hello, young lady. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing okay, but you are not supposed to be here. There is going to be a fight here. You need to get off. What are you even doing here?
Oh, well, I just managed to procure this first edition book. Would you like to see it?
Not right now. This is not a safe time for you to be out here. You need to get off of the roads.
It's a public road, is it not?
Yes, it is. But I'm afraid you have come to an area there is a lot of conflict. Why don't you come follow me? We will go off the road. You will follow me.
Oh, this seems perfectly ordinary. Sure, I'll go with you.
Okay, that's very easy.
Well, what's your name?
Maya Shelley.
Maya, I'm Saeleas. It's a pleasure to meet you. Saeleas.
Cool. Let's go.
Maya, hurry up!
So are you leading him back to where
Yes, she
everybody's
kind of
hiding?
skips back.
All right, so you lead him
public.
back up into the hiding place where Gravely and Coach and Maya and Donovan are, along with various militia members, and so you have a larger force with you of other soldiers who are all staring at you and Saeleas
By the time
as you come into this area.
By the time that they are making it back to camp, she's wrapping up, and that was when Leo just disappeared, and now I don't have a best friend, and Coach won't even let me paint him in the nude.
Okay, wait. You're not getting all the way back to camp. You're literally you went down the hill to pull this guy off the road.
No, this checks out, Zach. This checks out.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
This seems about right.
In the 20-foot journey, you're
Yep.
and this happened, and this happened.
Zach, have you met Maya?
All right. Nope. All right. That's fine.
Oh, my dear, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yes, it's been a tough
So
couple
then,
of weeks.
as she's talking, Saeleas sees all of these other people hidden, staring at him. looking.
Was this a trap?
No, greetings, friend.
Sort
I mean,
of.
Not for you.
no, we're
Yeah, only
waiting.
an idiot would have thought that.
We're waiting to ambush.
Well, that wasn't very
there's
nice.
big fire creatures coming up the road. I mean,
And then, before you can explain anymore, Don goes, "Shh! There they come! Everyone down!" And you kind of drag him down with you.
Oh, hey,
listen, you don't have to do anything. Just stay out of the way. We'll take care of it.
And what the heck are you carrying a book for? Put it down if you're going to fight with us.
it's a very important book. I
That's
cannot
quite an
just get
assumption.
rid of
He's
the
an
book.
old
You gonna hit him with
man.
a
He
book?
can't fight.
I'm not that old.
I mean, you
And
look,
Donovan reaches out and just smacks a hand over Saeleas' mouth. And you look down the road from your hiding place and you see a troop of more of these fire gnolls, but specifically in the midst of them, there is a creature you haven't seen before. It is kind of like a long humanoid but snake-like creature, and specifically you know from just word of mouth and lore that this creature is a salamander. But not like an actual salamander, like the lizard creature that crawls around places. But this is
An
a
amphibian,
race of
actually.
creatures called salamander, which are elemental creatures. So it is quite large. It's probably at its full height. It doesn't have legs, so it's kind of snake-shaped with arms and a head, and kind of has flame-like, a ridge along its back that almost looks like flame. It's almost hard to tell if it's fin or flame. It's somewhere in between, and it has sort of fiery tendrils coming off its head, and it's carrying a large spear-like weapon, and it seems to be in charge. Generally speaking, your plan in this situation is that your little group that's used to fighting together and has handled some stuff will be taking on this salamander while the other troops are going to attack the gnolls. And also there's Saeleas. So you'll get a sneak attack round. So everybody roll initiative.
Saeleas, have you ever fought in a battle before?
Oh, yes, I've been on an adventure before. It was quite exciting.
That is good, because you are in one now. I hope you will help us.
Maybe you shouldn't. You don't really look capable for battle.
Oh, you'd be surprised what I'm capable of, young man. Those shorts.
Thank you. Oh, they were pants at one point, but there's not a lot of pants stores around here, so.
All right, so initiative is rolled, and Gravely's going to start, followed by Saeleas, and then Coach, and then this creature, and then Maya, who rolled a 3. And so, Gravely, you have your surprise round. So this is a surprise round for all of you, and then we'll go into full initiative. So Gravely first.
all right, Gravely now can attack twice. So I'm going to shoot at 2 of the gnolls, which are my favorite enemy, one of my favorite enemies. 22 to hit. And on the second one is a 23 to hit.
Jeez.
Nice. All right, so that was 2 different arrow shots. You're going to take out 2 gnolls with that. Roll damage.
9 and 13.
Okay. So you hit both of those gnolls, doing significant damage, and with your kind of initial volley, the other soldiers and militia members, townsfolk, all kind of charge out of there down at the gnolls. And so it's going to be their job to generally kind of take out the gnolls' forces, or at least tie them up, and that will give them an advantage, a heads up in that roll, while generally speaking, the plan has been that the rest of you are going to focus on the salamander once you get it in a good space. So 2 of those gnolls are hit, and it is Saeleas' turn.
All right, Saeleas is going to First, he's going to take his first edition. He's going to carefully tuck it away in his bag.
Book. Okay.
Yeah, it's important. And then he's going to go. He's going to go ahead.
Don't want the pages creased.
Right. And then
back
he's going to cast mage armor on himself.
All right. Mage armor is up. Anything else to your roll?
That'll be it for the sneak attack round.
And
I'm gonna say like none of us see it because we're all just like focused and we don't see this like cool mage armor.
whoosh. And it's Coach's turn.
Coach is going to sprint at the salamander. Oh! And Coach is going to pull out both his warhammers. Can I get up to the salamander? How far away is it?
Yeah, you can get to it. It's downhill, so you get a good distance.
I'm just gonna roll downhill. All right, so we're gonna swing at this piece of nonsense here. We're gonna do it recklessly. So 3 attacks.
Go for it. 3 attacks now.
Reckless. 18, 19, and a 13.
So 3 hits.
3 hits.
So roll those damage individually.
21 damage.
So first attack, you smash into it with your warhammer for 21 damage.
Oh, that was all 3.
Oh, all 3 total. All right,
Yep.
so all 3. So smack, 21 damage to this salamander.
Woo!
And
Good show.
Just smack.
it is so something that happens when you hit it is incredibly hot to the touch.
Ow.
And so
Gosh.
we'll just do this once, but when you get within 5 feet of it, you're going to take 7 fire damage.
Oh, dear. Stay back. It's very hot over here.
No problem.
I mean, my muscles are fine, but I always wanted a good tan.
And then it is this salamander's turn, which will definitely...
Wait, I thought we had
look
a
to
surprise
Coach.
round.
Oh, yeah, that is a surprise round, so it is Maya's turn.
Yeah, guys. Eldritch Blast. I get 2 beams now because we are 5th level. And let me make my spell attacks. Let's see if it even hits. That's 15, so 20 to hit.
Hit.
Boom! And that means I'm going to do 2d10s. So let's see. That's going to be a 10 damage and a 4. So 14 damage.
You roll for each attack, don't you? For each beam?
Oh, oops. Just kidding. So I get him for 10. And then that's a 2. So that's a 7 to hit.
Rules.
So the second attack missed. Or the second beam missed.
That's
You directed
bizarre.
them both at him.
I think you roll for each one, because then you can choose 2 different targets.
Yeah, you can break up your Eldritch Blast to multiple targets.
I know, but it... Oh, yeah. It says that here. JK! I go boom, boom at least once.
All right, so it gets smacked with another Eldritch Blast before it has a chance to react, and then we wind back to Gravely.
Oh my goodness. All right. I'll shoot it twice. Not with extra weapon damage, but just with 2 arrows. So there's a 23 to hit and a 13.
Hit and miss.
12 damage. Magical arrow damage.
All right, so an arrow
Venom
flies
sap.
out and hits the salamander hard, and the other one misses it, but already this salamander is looking super messed up and bloodied. It's the next person's turn, which is Saeleas, who's mage armored, and followed by Coach.
Saeleas is going to cast a magic missile at the salamander, assuming I'm within 120 feet. which I
You
assume I
are.
am.
So roll your damage for magic missiles.
All right, so that is going to be 3 darts, yes?
First level?
3
Yeah.
4?
It's 13 damage.
How many darts was that?
3.
So 3 darts shoot out from Saeleas for 13 damage and smack into this salamander, and you all kind of like, probably at least a few of you notice like, hey, that old man with the book just shot some like things into the salamander.
Adventure!
I just assumed it was Maya, so I was nothing
I definitely noticed because he's right next to me, and I was like, what the heck was that? What would you just shoot him with something?
Oh, it was a magic missile.
What's a magic missile?
Well, there's 3 of them, actually.
You just shot that out of your fingertips.
Yes.
Coach's turn.
Coach is going to rear his
Show me
hammer
that
back
trick.
yet again. 3 strikes, reckless. To 22, 22, and then a 21.
Okay. Those all hit. Roll your damage.
Oh, gosh. 2 1s and a 4. 14 damage from those 3 strikes.
So Coach is just like spinning around this thing, smack with hammers as arrows and magic missiles smack into it and eldritch blasts, and this thing just like literally doesn't know what hit it. It's getting smacked around. This crazy little dwarf in spiked armor.
Dual
just
warhammers.
slamming into
Awesome.
it. And it's going to attack. It's going to make an attempted attack at this crazy dwarf that is around it, and it attempts to stab you with its spear that it has. And it does a poor job, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to AC. So it misses you, so you like just dodge right out of the way. But then it tries to smack you with its tail.
Your form is terrible.
And as you jump out of the way of the spear, the tail smacks into you. And that's going to do bludgeoning damage of 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to do 11 bludgeoning damage. And it wraps around you, and so you are grappled by this tail that wraps around Coach.
Better form.
And it's fire.
You're restrained. He only took, let's see, heated body. A creature that touches the salamander or hits it with a melee attack while within 5 feet of it takes 7 fire damage.
Ouch.
You've hit it with a lot of melee attacks. So I'm just going to add 2 of those to you for all the hits you've taken. Are you in your mode where you half damage?
Nope.
Well,
Well, and it would only have bludgeoning, slashing.
So
or,
you're taking that 7 damage twice.
yes, so I'm going to do 7 more damage.
Yeesh.
Ouch.
God, you are not looking very good over there.
hot. I will say it grapples you with its tail, but you're wearing your spiked armor. So what's the spiked armor's damage
1d4.
when you attack with it? So it will like,
Take a d4 of spike damage.
yeah. So it'll take another 2 damage of spike damage.
I was hoping I could.
So it's looking bad, but like you're definitely recognizing that like fiery creature is grappling me. This might be bad.
It's very hot.
You guys can kind of see that he's getting burned as it reaches into him. And Maya's turn.
Gotcha, I'm coming for you. I'm sorry. And I'm doing the blast again because I don't want to hurt him.
Bliggity blast.
Mini blast. So that's an 11 to hit on the first beam.
Miss.
Well, balls.
Oh!
That's a natural one. Maya's too emotional right now to make choices.
His body's over there. His body's over there. This beam
cannot
go right for my
see.
face.
I am too nervous. I do not want to hurt you, my love.
You can do it, my dear.
And that will wrap back around to Gravely. Right. Saeleas is up
It's okay. I
next.
used to do Bikram.
How's it? How's it looking?
It is looking very beat up, bleeding from the arrows. And actually, where it's wounded, where it's opened up from some of its wounds, it's like steaming, like it's hot inside of it. And you can see multiple steaming wounds coming out of it right now. The
right.
general fight with the gnolls, with the townsfolk all around, and the soldiers is going pretty well. Some of the gnolls are going down. Some of the gnolls look like they might be fleeing a little bit. They're holding their own over there.
All right. I cast Hunter's Mark on the salamander.
Okay.
I'm going to attack it twice. That's a natural 1. And 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
Okay. So
Dirty.
let's do
Whoa!
13 plus 6 is 19 damage.
An arrow from Gravely fires out across the clearing, past the gnolls, over the head, into the neck of the salamander, and it collapses and releases Coach, and its steaming body just sort of like lies there in a heap, motionless. And you take stock of the battle, and generally speaking, your ambush has gone very, very well. You look around and see Donovan with a big axe clobber one of the gnolls that goes down. It looks like you're about done with this battle. Hey everybody, thanks for listening. If you enjoy the show and want to hear more, the best thing you can do is spread the word and leave us a positive review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. That really helps promote our show and encourage them to show it to other people. Today, I want to share with you a cool product. It's a small module available on the DM's Guild, and it's called Gardens of Fog. and benefits from proceeds of purchases of the PDF, which I forget how much it is, but it's just a couple of bucks, go to an organization called Take This, which does mental health advocacy. And basically, in this little module, you come across a person with mental health issues that they're struggling with, and the party actually goes inside that person's psyche and battles representations of depression and anxiety. It's really cool angle, really cool opportunity to discuss and examine those issues and problems that pretty much all of us struggle with in one way or another. There's statistics for a subclass of cleric called the Psychomancer that has spells. It's basically a fantasy mental health clinician. So close to my heart as a mental health clinician. If you want to, as always, follow us on Twitter at Rolledtable. Follow me on Twitter at MFTZACH for awesome art. At Knights of the Rolledtable podcast is our Instagram, where Chris is posting awesome art all the time. Chris is at Daily Tunes RPG. If you would like to check out his stuff and maybe commission him for some work. And our music and editing is by Weston. And if you want to check out his stuff and potentially commission him for some music, check out at Make My Anthem on Twitter or Instagram or wherever. So thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. Appreciate you listening. Go out and make life an adventure.
Sunrise, salute. Is that right, Maya? Is that how you do this?
I'll
Yes,
move
but,
my hunter's mark to other knolls so I can continue to help out. So it's
Yeah, so like you guys can generally like take your sights on knolls and drop some eldritch blasts and some cantrips and arrows and hammers, and helps very
quick
easily
ways.
once you guys are able to
Ooh,
like
that's a good
turn
one.
your notable battle skills that have been developing over the past few weeks onto the knolls. You're able to route them pretty easily.
And as I'm doing something, and then Saeleas does something like new, and I'm like, oh, that's new. Oh, that's different. Oh, I like that one.
Oh, that one's a frostbite.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Is that necrotic? I know what that means.
Just frost.
Oh, okay.
It's nice cold.
Oh,
Doing your yogi stuff.
Gotcha, I want to show you Downward Dog.
Oh, dear.
All right, so the battle is cleaned up relatively quickly, and there you are with this guy that seems to shoot magic missiles and stuff.
Well, that was bracing. I quite enjoyed that.
You did very well today.
Coach Maya, he was quite handy in the fight. I mean, he knows magic.
It is nice to have another magician in the group.
Hey, where'd your book go?
I put it in my bag. Didn't want it to get damaged.
That was smart.
I like to take care of my books.
Now, what brings you this far out this way? You know, this is not a safe time to be here. There are evil forces afoot.
Well, I've been searching for this first edition of the Traveler's Guide to the Realm, and I got a note that it would be just on the other side of this town, so I came through and I found it. I was just going to head home.
Where's home exactly?
Oh, I'm in Emberbrook. Have you heard of it?
Have I heard of it?
You've heard vaguely of the town of Emberbrook. You've never been there, but you have sort of like heard mention of that town.
Been there, but that's quite north.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, some friends of mine, my husband and I, we all settled down there, and I own a library there.
Oh, wow.
Here, you look thirsty. Here's some water.
Oh, well, thank you. You know, hydration is very important.
Hey, I like this guy. He knows his stuff.
So you guys are kind of cleaning up your weapons and the remnants of the battle, and everybody takes a short rest while you talk, and then you continue to chat as you head back towards Respite down the road.
I didn't catch your names.
Oh, well, my name's Gravely.
Oh, nice to meet you. Saeleas.
Oh, yes, nice to meet you again.
You as well.
And clearly I'm a coach.
Coach, such a given name.
You know.
I don't. That's why I asked.
Yep.
Oh, well, it's lovely to meet you, Coach.
Good to meet you too.
And you met me. I am Maya.
Yes, you're a lovely lady.
Oh, thank you. You are nice.
Oh, well, thank you.
Saeleas,
You mean skinny, right?
Are you an
Very
adventurer
skinny.
as well?
I have
be
been on
rude.
an adventure or two in my time. I am just normally, and I enjoy being at home in my library. My husband doesn't much like it when I go out. Jabin says, oh, you shouldn't go out, you'll get hurt. But sometimes the call of destiny calls and you must answer.
Yes, well, I mean, so you learned all this like a wizard. You're a wizard of some kind.
No, not so much wizardry. I just stumbled upon a book and got some sorceress powers. You know how things go.
I don't actually know that.
You know, I was in a squirrel suit and I was pretending to be a squirrel so that I could reconnect with nature. And that is when I met Titania, who became my patron. And that is where my powers came from.
You were in a squirrel suit.
Well, it was like a costume.
All right, no kink shaming here. Great.
I worked for a delivery company.
Very exciting.
You know how I
still
got
waiting
my
to-
powers?
I assume
I
you trained
worked
for
out
them.
a lot.
I can tell.
Just all the workings.
I hope
my
you like
glutes
hearing about parts
and
of
my
the body. Here it
triceps.
goes. There's already 3 of them.
Yep. Well,
Please continue.
1, 2, my pecs.
Oh, yes, you have very nice
biceps.
pep.
Yes, peps. Uh-huh.
Pecs.
Yeah, they're underneath the pecs.
Oh, look, we're here. This is the town of Respite.
I think there's a trapezoid somewhere.
Oh, that is a shape.
I like his glutes.
They are quite nice. Shapely.
Saeleas, if you need a place to stay, you can stay in my room. I usually sleep under the stars.
Oh, wait. Thank you, Gravely. That's quite...
Also, the bed is way bigger than I am.
Well, that would suit me quite nicely. Thank you. My funds are getting a little lower than I would like, so yes.
Well, maybe we can use your assistance on trying to figure out, since you have some adventuring experience, we've been trying to figure out why all these gnolls and fire creatures, and, well, we saw this large fire lord, and I believe they called him Lord Charkandris. Have you ever heard that name before?
That does not sound familiar.
All right, well, just a shot in the dark.
Are there
I
any
guess.
princesses that need saving? I have some experience saving princesses.
Why do they have to be princesses?
It could be a prince. Just the princesses are what I have
You
experience
saved a
with.
princess before?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite
She was in an amulet. It was the whole thing.
All right.
I
Well,
do not recognize the power of the monarchy.
Good for you.
well, maybe
So you guys kind of hang out probably at the
we'll take him to the bar.
inn. Yeah. Donovan's bar. So Donovan gets back, like cleans up the mission, and like after leading this raid, like goes right back into barkeep mode. So like he's there behind the bar, cleaning glasses, just doing his thing.
He's the
serving
real
up ale.
hero of the story. Let's be
I
honest.
really admire Donovan. He's a...
You would never know if you hadn't been at the raiding party with him that he was anything other than a barkeep.
I'm also helping Kevin train some of the townsfolk on archery when in my spare time.
So as you guys kind of hang out that night, Maya specifically hears you've had a few drinks and you're chatting and hanging out and relaxing and about ready to go to bed, and Maya hears, Maya, come on outside, let's hang, girl.
Girl, I have been waiting for you for so long. What
Who
took
is
you
she
so
talking
long?
to? You're seeing this too, right?
I hear
Listen,
it.
you go to bed. I'll be back.
Yeah, she does this sometimes.
And
You'll be careful, young lady.
Just going to walk outside.
So you go out into a grove of trees that is kind of just outside the town gates, and there is your lady, Titania, who has come to see you, and she is glittery and glorious. She's wearing a dress that looks like moonlight, and she's large, like the size that Lady Aranya is, but just like unquestioningly beautiful, natural. No part of her is an insect. You've seen her before. She does have
plus.
wings. And
I'm a
she's
fan.
like, oh, Maya, so good to see you. I'm sorry I got your pages, but you know how it is. Things have been cray-cray, and I just have not been able to hang, girl. What's up with you?
Well, I've been very busy, and I did get bangs. What do you think?
Oh, I love them. Very nice. Did you do those yourself?
I did. You don't think they make my face look fat?
No, it looks lovely.
Okay, good,
I've been
okay.
thinking of an updo. What do you think? I just want to get wild a little bit.
God, you are crazy. But actually, we do have some very serious things have been going on. Perhaps you can help us. First of all, we met Gardner.
Lady Aranya, yes.
Well,
yes,
she
she's
was no
quite a
lady.
handful.
She was terrible. She was not very kind, and she has our friend Steven, otherwise known as XX Bloody Hats.
And she's not the most fun. She definitely wants to overthrow me, and I am just tired of it.
Well, just so you know, she looked tired.
The greatest diss.
Well, that's good to hear. I appreciate it. Actually, I in all honesty, I'm not just here to hang. I felt it important to speak to you and your friends about this business that you've gotten yourself involved in.
Do you want me to go get some?
Yes, I think, well, I think that's right, but I just want your opinion. Are they going to like me?
I mean, I think you're wonderful. I mean, to be honest, though, they've not had very good interactions with the Fae thus far, but they've never
Sometimes
met...
people see me and they sort of freak out. I mean, I'm all powerful and the high lady of the summer court, and
Coach
sometimes
stumbles out of the
they
bushes.
just get all like,
Hey, you.
Coach, were you spying on me?
oh, this is Coach? He
I
is
know.
dreamy.
I know. Coach, do
what
the
can I
thing.
say?
Do the thing that you've been doing with your chest.
Oh, well, I've been
This-
working on this. It's just kind of a little
This
and
is
then
what
a
I was
little,
telling you about.
and then a little There you go.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you.
Don't you think you should let me paint him?
Well, absolutely.
Nice.
You haven't let
Oh,
her
well,
paint you.
you know-
Have you seen her paintings? They are glorious.
They are quite revealing.
They are, as you say, off the hizzy.
Off the hizzy, as I say.
I don't even know if I could say those words.
So, Coach, I'm sorry, I've been so rude. Coach, this is ma patron. This is Titania, the lady. Titania.
Very
are
pleased. She reaches out
beautiful.
her hand for you to take.
But
You're
I
not
think,
quite sure what the protocol is.
He's gonna give her a hearty handshake.
Shake it real hard.
By the way, my lady,
lovely.
you are my patron and I serve you, but I also called dibs.
All right. I hear that, girl.
Thank you.
You have that.
So she wasn't just talking. You're actually talking to somebody when you're talking to yourself.
What did you think I was doing?
Well, honestly, I just thought I would just kind of get used to it with time. But it's good to know that you're real.
I will go get Gravely, and we have a new friend. His name is Saeleas.
All right. Well, let's get together.
You run off, and I'm just there with Titania.
No conversation.
So,
just
So
I like
farewell,
your
it's
armor.
nice.
go and
Thanks, it's spiky.
rouse.
No, who are we talking about? Oh my
Gravely, it
goodness
is my
gracious!
patron. Titania is finally here. She wants to talk to us about everything that is happening right now.
Saeleas does like a really overly elaborate bow, like he thinks would be appropriate, but is probably not.
What the heck are you doing?
Hello, my lady. It is an honor to meet you.
Gravely, you have to say hello. Just just say it like me. Just say hello.
I knew this would happen. I told you. People get all weird around me, and it just makes me uncomfortable
It's
sometimes.
just a stupid.
Sometimes I just want to hang. That's what I
Maya.
like about you, Maya. You know the real me.
Oh, stop.
You don't get
Maya.
all weird.
What? Why are you being so weird, Gravely?
She's glowing.
Yes, she is Fae. That is what they do.
She's beautiful.
I know. She's pretty smoking hot. At least a 10, maybe an 11. Anyways, you have
from
us
a
all
3.
here.
Hello.
So Titania gathers you around and explains some of the following about what's going on. She tells you about the nature of the way the Feywild is connected to your realm. She says, my plane is connected to your plane, and it's difficult to explain. They mirror each other, and events that happen on your side of the mirror have natural reactions on my side of the mirror. But it's not as exact as that. It's actually, have you ever ridden one of your Tita Tartus?
Oh yes.
On a child's playground, a plank on a fulcrum, moving back and forth.
So as one end moves down, the other moves up.
Yes, exactly. The two realms are balanced, and they have to. They move up and down in balance with each other. And what's on the other side doesn't have to be exact, But for the system to work, it has to match up in some way. It has to, as you say, find balance. And I believe what has happened here is that Lord Metre has attempted to unbalance your side of the planar teeter-totter in an attempt to take advantage of the counter-movement on his side. His efforts to overthrow his sister have been fruitless for generations now, and I believe this is his latest strategy.
What a fiend!
Well,
No,
no,
he's a
that's a
fae.
different thing,
No.
yes.
Oh, well, a cad!
Yes, that's better.
He took away the powers of a young girl that we know. He used her name to bring out, what was his name? I'm so bad with
Lord
names.
Charmander.
That's coming.
Charcandris.
Oh, yes.
Yes, well, this is something else you should understand, the nature of portals in your world. He needed the power of the young girl to create the connection to the fire realm that Lord Charcandris has come from. The nature of such portals is, I need another analogy. Your plane is sort of the...
A merry-go-round. Monkey bars. I'm just naming other playgrounds.
Perhaps like a slide.
Oh,
One
slide.
starts at the top and it goes quite fast.
I'll do the analogies
Okay.
if that's
Sorry,
fine with
sorry.
everyone.
No,
It's more
I
of-
feel like you are mansplaining right now.
If you have trouble with the English, I speak Sylvan.
No, I think I'm fine.
Oh, well,
does
carry on.
everyone understand me?
Yes.
yes.
You
Okay,
little-
good.
Coach's eyes
we're
have
good.
glazed over. No idea what's going on.
As I was saying, your plane is sort of the central plane of the planar realms, almost a grand central station connection to other planes. The only beings on my side of the plane that can create portals to your side are called portal masters, and you have met Lady Aranye's Sontag. He is able to create a connection because he is from the Feywild. He can create a connection to your central plane. Lord Charcandris is from the fire plane, and they needed a connection from the fire plane, and that's what they used Sindel for. That connection is open, and the connection to the fire plane is filling your realm more and more every day.
So is our realm like the hub that everything must go through in order to go to other spokes?
Yes, exactly. It's the
Oh.
central plane.
Merry-go-round was actually a quite apt analogy
Yes,
there.
I think it was.
My lady, what can we do to stop it or to help?
Well, ultimately, shutting down the portal will be the best way to nullify the connection to the fire realm and restabilize the balance on your side and on my side as well.
How would we do that? We know nothing about shutting down portals.
Is there a water realm?
Can we hit it?
Is there a switch?
Shoot it. Kind of in a related but not related question is there any way to get Sindel her powers back? Or if the portal closes, maybe her powers would come back?
It's possible her powers are currently contained in some way in the portal, but I don't know that an 8-year-old girl needs overwhelming powers of fire.
That
Yeah, you're
does
right.
seem irresponsible.
I just wanted to make you aware of how all of this was working as you became more and more involved. Actually, after all, Maya is my homegirl, and I've neglected
Love
our
you,
friendship
homegirl.
for far too long, and I thought the least I could do would be to let you know.
It's very kind of you.
My lady, we will do everything that we can to help, but we have been fighting these fire gnolls as much as we can, but they seem so much more powerful than we are. There's just so many.
And Lord Charcandris, if you excuse me, he looks mighty imposing.
Well, yes, he's a powerful force. Perhaps to some extent you could fight fire with fire, although that's not how fighting fire generally works. But what I mean is, if
Usually once
Lord
used once,
Metre is attempting to unbalance his side by making changes on your side, perhaps you could do the same.
You mean go to the Feywild?
Yes, possibly. As the lady of the summer court, I cannot meddle in the political affairs of my court. I am forbidden. But should you decide to do so, sometimes that happens.
Yeah, we could kill Lord Metre's dog.
That seems quite cruel.
No, that thing was
He's not
ugly.
a very nice dog.
Well, I have not met this dog. Most dogs are quite nice. I am a dog
It was a
person.
basilisk.
Oh, well, that's not a dog. Why did you say dog?
Well, you know, I did name
Coach speaks in
things.
metaphors too.
I was thinking that
I speak
something
in
fluffy.
those.
My lady, do you think that you could grant us passage into the Feywild at some point?
I cannot. I am able to transport myself, but I cannot create one of the portals. But I do know something that can, besides Sontag and other beings of his make. You yourself are holding a powerful artifact that is of the Feywild, and I did want to speak to you about it.
You mean my staff?
Yes.
Oh,
I was going to give it back. Eventually.
This is what I came to speak to you about most of all. The Staff of Renewal is very powerful.
It has a name.
It does. It's hewn from a branch of the Tree of Life.
my goodness.
Its power is great, and its power cannot fall into the hands of any of the lords and ladies of my court, or the balance would be thoroughly disrupted. I need you to keep that away from them, Maya.
I will do what I can.
But I can use this staff to, well, I can show you how to use this staff to create a portal if you wish to travel there.
This may be a bad question, but if we need to keep these away from other members of your court, wouldn't it be a bad idea to take this staff into the Feywild?
Yes, it's a bit of a high-stakes game, isn't it?
Okay, then.
Well, I can't make a plan for you. It would be against the rules, but you do know some powerful people in the Feywild, and perhaps powerful allies on that side could help you. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas here. So she's communicating to you, like, some specific things. She's not necessarily concerned about, like, it's not a global concern. It's not an interplanar threat. We're talking about, like, local politics on this side. She's involved in local politics on her side. She's involved in the meddling of these lords and ladies that are always fighting, but she's really coming to speak to you and Maya specifically, just more from the perspective of like, well, you're in trouble. You need to understand a few things about how this works. So she wanted you to know about the connection between the planes, what Lord Medre is up to, how the travel works, and specifically what the Staff of Renewal is. And it seems that she's hoping that like your role in things, that you could use that information to potentially help you manage things on your side, and maybe that will work out in helping her manage her court on her side. She's just handing you some information about how things work.
Well, should we try and go now? Do you want to go back to the bar? I think we may need perhaps some reinforcements.
I just met you people. I have to think
Well,
about
you're
this.
invested now. I don't know if you realize, but
Yes,
I make
let's
friends
sleep on
very
it.
quickly.
I killed an amphibian, that was all. I only
That's
helped.
fair.
Well, if you are leaving, then leave. But if you are going to help, then stay.
Well,
You wanted an adventure.
Let's just sleep
Oh,
on it.
Jabin is going to be so upset. Adventure it is.
Well, in the meantime, do you want to go take a nap?
Yeah, I could definitely rest up after today. It was kind of a lot. Maybe we punch that portal in the morning.
Okay.
Lady Titania, one last question before you have to go.
Yes?
You mentioned the Tree of Life is where Maya's staff comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Is this in the Feywild as well?
It is.
Is it? I imagine it's quite a source of power that we wouldn't want to mess with, but maybe we could harness some of its energy to give us some of the rest of us advantages.
The Tree of Life itself is more powerful than even I would disrupt, but the energy that is channeled through the staff that Maya holds, the staff that seems to have chosen Maya, is significant. And she takes the staff and she holds on to it, and it has that sort of like ring at the top where Maya can see energy and the rest of you just see like a hole from the beginning. And that lights up so that all of you can see it, and she kind of holds it out and draws a big circle right there in the grove of trees, and a portal opens up, and you can see into the Feywild, and she hands it back to Maya,
I guess we are. I guess we are going now then.
How long will this stay open?
And then Titania is not there anymore.
But
All right. He
Now
who
you know how to
hesitates
do it.
is lost. If we are going, we go now.
Oh, well, I guess we're moving.
Here we go.
what?
And
I thought
Maya's
we
just gonna jump through the hole.
forgive me, Jabin. And he follows.
Sorry, Coach. I thought we were resting.
Yeah,
guess
well,
not.
it's all right. Let's do this. He's gonna go in with his hammers out.
All right, so you hop in through the portal to the Feywild, and you find yourself there. You are once again in the court of Lady Aranye, but it's empty there. There's nobody around.
I'm Coach is at the ready, seeing that we're back in this place again. Warhammer's out, kind of like backing up against the rest of the crew, looking around.
Well,
Do we hear anything? Do we see anything?
You kind of look around, and there's quiet. It's still twilight, like it always is in the Feywild, and those little motes of light are kind of dancing around, drifting around the top. And there's nobody around, and you wait for a little bit, and then you hear kind of like footsteps, kind of trudging, like. And a werebore just kind of like ambles into the court, kind of like down the way, not particularly looking at you, and then like looks up, and like, and then just sort of like backs away.
Don't let him escape.
Oh, he's not doing any harm. Can you not see that this place is deserted? Obviously, something has happened. Probably something to do with the disturbances that we have been dealing with.
have you been here before? Where are we?
Oh,
So the werebore like runs back out into the trees, and then you hear like a horn, like.
Oh, that's not good.
We should go. Follow me.
Okay.
And as you start to move, spiders start to crawl down. Large spider creatures start to crawl down from the trees. And Lady Aranye actually like comes down out of the trees directly onto her throne area and says, "Oh, apparently we have visitors. Welcome.
Why?
It looks like somebody's come to return my staff."
oh, Lady Aranye. Hello, how are you?
Let's go back.
Good. I've missed you.
Oh, have you? We left on such abrupt terms last time.
Well, it was a bit complicated. A lot of things happened. Water on the bridge on many matters. But what's important? How is Sora doing?
Hey, where's our friend? Where's Steve? You took him.
Well, let's see. What was going on right there? You attacked me. Someone shot me with an arrow. It was that delightful woman who I was just kindly asking about, and I feel like right now, since you've invited yourself to my court here, I get to ask the question. So, how is dear Sora? Was she healed by the seed of life?
Yes.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Good to hear. So, you've come to return my staff, and we can get on with things. I am frankly very busy right now. Things are a bit out of control. I have lots to do.
We've seen your brother.
Oh, yes. Well, so have I. How's he doing?
He caused something to come out of the fire plane. Lord Charkandris.
I hate that guy.
And all these fire creatures are coming out and attacking the town that we're staying in. And he's a real nasty fellow. And you look way better than your brother does, I must say. But,
Well,
I mean-
thank you, little Orkling. I do appreciate that.
well, spiders are very important for the ecosystem.
We have reason to believe that your brother intends to overthrow you.
Well, yeah. Yes. I have reason to believe that as well.
But he's doing it
He's been
using
trying
arm-
to for centuries, and I'm quite sick of it, if I want to be honest with you.
But he's gaining power by building it through our world.
So you're saying perhaps we have something to gain from each other? Is that what you're saying?
I think It's quite obvious. Oh, and this is Saeleas.
Hello,
He wasn't with-
spider lady.
Yeah. All right. So we are gonna go try and fix this hole to, weaken your brother a bit, maybe get him off your case, and we need the staff to do it.
Is her brother Lord Metre?
Yeah, yes, that's
Oh. Oh.
Because I'm glad you're
Catch on
piecing together
fast.
the family tree. All right, fine. You want to keep the staff and have my help.
We never asked for your help. We said we would do this just out of the goodness of our hearts, but we're going to keep the staff.
The staff is owed to me, but if you need to hold on to it for the moment, then perhaps we could continue our arrangement where you use it on, let's say, my behalf, with my approval, until such a time when I call in my ownership of it. There are bigger matters at hand here. I can perhaps help you, and you can perhaps help me.
I'm not seeing another way out
You
of
all
this.
look rather tired. Would you like some drinks? Perhaps we could entertain you. We could.
I believe you're not supposed to drink things that the
ale.
Fae offer you.
Could
are
you do that trick where you make us all feel better instantly? Like you did before the fight?
Perhaps I can. This is all part of the deal. I can bulk you up substantially. Perhaps I could grant you the use of my staff. I could heal you up, send you back in the battle, supercharge you, if you will, and perhaps I could send you with some reinforcements as well.
Reinforcements, that would be helpful.
What's the catch?
We're doing this for you. What do we get out of it?
To stick it to my brother is the catch. His plans
drama.
are against me. So if you can stop Lord Charkandris, I would very much appreciate it. And I'm willing to support you in this
If we are able
endeavor.
to stop him, I want to keep the staff forever,
Forever is a long time.
until I am dead.
Deal.
Point of clarification.
Excellent work. Until you die, then the staff is mine.
Well, no, like real
Oh,
dead.
the deal is made. Thank you.
Wait,
Excellent work.
perhaps,
Moving forward.
perhaps we should clarify that you and your people cannot cause this death.
You don't get to clarify deals once they are made. The
Oh,
staff is
and we want
mine until
Steve
she
back.
is dead, and then it is me.
Who is Steve?
Who is Steve?
We've probably
hard.
told you about Steve, you know, and the whole like backstory.
Oh, the bloody guy.
He's
Access
yes.
What's that? What's that? You, the dwarf? What?
XX player heart.
You're damn straight, XX bloody heart. I will grant you in this endeavor to overthrow and dismiss Lord Charkandris. I will heal you. I will grant you the use of my staff until Maya is dead, and I will grant you the use of my chief enforcer. XX, come forward. And who steps up out of the trees is XX Bloody Heart, and he is wearing his black cloak, and he is wearing another dark, awesome, cool-looking cloak on top of it, and he says,
Finally,